Okay. Hey, Bobby, if you want, go ahead and remove that one destination as trouble. I think that's Rumble.
Yeah, they said that Rumble. Yeah,
That's just 'cause I don't have that number set up correctly for the whatever it is. We got to set it up for the streaming. There we go. Now nobody else could probably see that, just us. But that way, we don't have that
yeah,
error message come up like that and have any trouble with the streaming. Hey, guess
yeah.
what today is? Today is August 25th. How do you like that? I got that right. Right. August 25th. Yeah. August 25th, 2023. Man, I can't believe August is almost over with, Bobby. What happened? Where did he go?
I know. It's like by the time we get to next Friday, it's already September.
That's right. It seemed like we didn't really do much of anything this year, really. I mean, a couple of conferences I went to, but that's about it. Uh, Pretty much so. It's been a slow year, but yet it sure went by pretty fast. It seemed like that's kind of weird in itself. I think. All right, now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty darn nice that we have like a show that I produced on Earth Radio by Maggie Hart and Peter Queen.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I am on our with that with during our post show discussion. Maggie had like a point because like if you can fake up any person, it's got to be any resident. And I think what I think what Maggie said is true. While you may think like every president may be real or fake, it's like how can you determine how you think is fake? I
Hmm.
mean, like it is still just a person, but with technology today, you can actually can like generate some deep fake into a real person.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would be risky if you're gonna do that, though. Hey, Marco, how you doing?
And Marco,
No dog.
I'm no dog.
No dog. Bobby's the only one with the dog, at least on so far. Unless we have someone else who's gonna visit that might have a dog. But yeah. Okay, there's one person. I guess that must be Marco watching one person there. All right.
Yeah.
So
And
and
oh
Star,
yes,
hi
RC.
Star.
What? All right.
I'm glad that Star got out of the situation that she was in, and she got out safely and was ahead of the current storm that hit California, so she didn't get caught in the mudslides and everything. And she got out and got to a safe place finally, and kind of ruined up the
Yeah.
whole thing that she had planned. But sometimes life does that to us; it changes our plans, and we gotta go with it and try to make the best we can. And if it's meant to be, she'll be able to get back there and enjoy the island again. So hopefully she'll be able to do that soon. But yeah, that whole thing is just kind of a weird situation that happened. Seemed like all the natural disasters are kind of strange. How they all of a sudden just happen out of nowhere, and then like you have flooding in Texas. I mean, come on, it don't never rain in Texas. What do you mean flooding? Come on now. Where was that flooding in? I can't remember what it was. Uh,
Yeah. I know. Like we talked this in the pre-show. So,
Nightbot is here. All right.
but in Louisiana, we're supposed to be under a burn ban.
Yeah,
statewide ban.
yeah. Well, now Washington State had some kind of fires going. I don't know where exactly, but
I think we also got fires, but I think it's in like like around the northeastern part of Louisiana, like like close to New Orleans. So
yeah, Marco, you're right. Texas and parts of the desert get flash floods out of nowhere. What they call the monsoon season, which happens every year, but some years it's worse than others. So they're showing some of that
yeah,
from the desert, that's weird.
yeah. Now, Ron, do you have Star C on your Facebook or Skype?
Yeah.
Try to add her. We'll see if we can add her so that we can find out how she's doing.
Okay. Facebook
And
user now. Who is the Facebook user? Is that
yeah, please allow StreamYard to use your name or come to YouTube. Then we know who you are. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to use my trusty little tablet, open up the Facebook, to find out who the hell you are.
well, I guess you could do that and send a nice message and say, "Hey, let give StreamYard permission."
Oh
Um.
wait a minute, it's Esther.
Oh, Esther. Hey, Esther. How you doing? All right. Yeah, she might be on her. I think she might be on her phone. That's why it's coming up that way. Okay. All right. Good to see you. And yeah, you have to allow StreamYard permission to use your name apparently or something like that. I don't know. It's something weird. And then you'll come up with the picture or with your little icon thing. Let me add Star then. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Esther deleted her original account. I can't even add her.
what now?
Esther deleted her original account. I can't even add her.
Okay. Well, I'll add. I'll send Star the link and we'll see if she wants to join in. Now, Star, if you join in, please have headphones. Headphones is the best way to go.
Yeah.
You can click on that link and I'll add you. Or Bobby can add you to the show when you pop in.
Hmm.
And we just have some fun talking about whatever we want to talk about.
She's going as Harmony Smith.
Okay, Maria's checking out my recording from the other day.
Okay.
I kind of set that recording to a few people that I know that can evaluate what the noises are. And I sent one to Scott Riddick. I can't remember which day it was because he has some software that he could use to check it out. So, all right. Now I don't know. Um, Esther, did you want to get on here and say hello? Oh, okay. Star is still using her phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so she might not be able to get on tonight. All right, no problem. Just wanted to give you the opportunity. All right.
Yeah. We just want to like let you know about how you're doing because you had a double whammy. First the fires, then the tropical storm. That's crazy.
Oh, to her
Um.
Skype. Um.
Yes.
Uh, all
Yeah.
right. Let me see here. I sent it to your. I sent it to the. Okay, I'll send it to your Skype now. I sent it to your Messenger. No. There you go.
Yeah. See, like most people. They have Messenger on their phones, but they do not know they got an app on the computer that you can get.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about that is that's I don't know if that I don't think that was the same storm that hit Hawaii. What was interesting about that Maui storm is that the hurricane came in. Apparently, there wasn't a whole lot of water involved with that hurricane, which I find it kind of interesting. Now we got to be careful. I'll let you
Oh,
add her.
yeah.
Go ahead and add her. Yeah, we got to be kind of careful how we talk about that because it would be considered conspiracy theory, right?
Yeah.
So
And
be careful with that. We don't want to get dinged on that.
yeah. What's
Um,
up, Star?
Hey,
hey,
sorry,
Star.
I don't have my camera on because I don't have a chair to
Hey, I was gonna say
sit.
you're looking good today. All right,
Yeah, well, I'm darker than usual, so
right. That's what I wanted to see. But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
kidding you. You don't have to be on camera as long as you're here and you're safe. So
Yeah.
yeah, we had a few people worried about you, wondering what's going on and everything like that when that occurred. So and then you were trying to get out as you could to contact some of us and let us know. So that was nice.
yeah, true. We had a major blackout in Maui when the event happened, so they shut down our cell phone towers.
Yeah.
So I had to use Starlink to get through a bit. It took a while in certain areas. I could get around the communication that wise when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
bad.
Now, was in California when that tropical storm hit, or you were still in Hawaii?
No, I came in on Thursday, but I had to stay in my other family's house for a bit because the storm.
That was a hurricane, Bobby, not a tropical storm. Hurricane
Right.
Hillary.
Yeah, well, Maui having two more storms.
Oh
Could be
boy.
bad as Dora, so I escaped that one, and well, I didn't expect to do one in California, so it's
I saw all the mudslides they have in Southern California, whatever part that is. I can't remember where they said it was exactly, but they had bad mudslides and towns are flooded from the hurricane. Like, holy
Okay.
cow! That apparently that was like a 80-year cycle for a hurricane that hit like that. So you think that's kind of weird if you ask me. 80-year cycle. Uh, but I guess that's the way it is.
Yeah.
it
So
happens. August, it's like a month of hurricane season in Maui, but it's the hottest time in the month.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Alright. So
StreamYard has a 60-minute what? 60-minute delay for new users.
Huh, strange.
Is
yeah,
that Esther?
that's a little bit messed up.
Oh, okay. You deleted it. Okay, so you got a new account. Is what you're talking about. Got you. Well, then we'll just have to wait till you can get on. Uh, yeah,
It
that's right.
happens.
That's our friend Esther. You know Esther. She used to be a co-host here. She'll be back, hopefully. We'll talk her into getting back on here with us. That'd be fun, huh, Bobby?
Yeah, it will be.
She can bring the UFO reports, maybe.
Yeah, that's that Harmony Smith, that Esther.
I
Yeah.
Huh?
haven't I haven't seen her for a long time, so it's
Yeah, she had some personal things to take care of, and she got it taken care of, so now she's good to go. Won't go into any details.
eh, well, at
Yeah.
least she's doing good. That's all it
Yeah,
counts.
family. Yeah.
But
Uh,
she had to get off the internet for a little bit and just take a break. Sometimes you have to
Yeah.
do that.
true. I don't know how long I'm going to be staying in Cal for. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months, maybe 2 years. Since it hit where I stayed with my brother's house and disaster. So I was in Lahaina when everything happened. So and right now, my family can't go back to their house yet because the area's all fenced off before I got to fly out, escaped out. So, so there's a lot of things like changes, but a couple of few things I noticed it doesn't really match up. Like
Hmm.
after the fires, we didn't get any warnings. Nobody didn't warn us. No one is not even sent us a text message. What's going on that day? So
Yes.
even that alarm system goes off every second month, and we know that it's okay. They're testing that, but it's designed for all uses.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
And then
so,
the guy in charge of that, he is gone all of a sudden. He
well,
disappeared.
he scattered. Um, Basically, he made the kind of comment in the media, like people are stupid. We see what was going on. I saw the fire. It was getting close to me, and we had to leave pretty fast. And at the time, we left almost close to 4, and there was like a lot of cars impact. They're like trying to get out, and it's situational. But it didn't even help with the hurricane. Busted a couple power lines and different stuff. I root the trees, and when I did got out, I didn't. None of us didn't even wait.
All
For
right.
things get situation get worse. As the family we just went left the bridge Lahaina, and we saw one the family in the car and trapped by a power line that snapped right down on their car, and we can't do nothing because there's still power into that there. They had to wait till some of the professionals to deal with the situation there. So yeah, it's just basically when it started, the fire was, white smoke, then it got a little bit darker, and me and my brother and his group, and we smelled like some houses were burning, and it got dark, so we didn't even take a chance so for, police or anybody to tell us to evacuate. We're like, we're out of here.
Yeah, that's probably what saved your life, though. You think about it.
Yeah, fortunately, a lot of others didn't really much get that, and I found out a couple police officers blocked a lot of some kind of new orders, and that's
Hmm.
why a lot of people died. I don't know why they block our access out to escape the situation because the road is not like California. It's a one-way road, like one in and one out, and I don't know why the cops kind of block a certain escape routes for us to, leave the city.
Mm, that's weird.
Yeah. I'll be pissed off if they block those routes and there's a bad whatever coming.
Well, hopefully they can rebuild it the way that they want to, not the way that the federal government
I
wants
don't
to.
know. I don't know like how they're going to rebuild it, but I have a bad feeling there was a land grab, Ron. And way to like World Epic Forum had a meeting in September in the Maui. They're talking about 15-minute cities.
Oh
They're
boy.
going to plant it in Maui.
I heard in the news, I'm not sure that was yesterday or today, that some of the residents are pissed.
Oh, they are. They are. They're so mad. They've been told a lot of lies by the government, Bobby. I'm going to
And
tell you
then
straight up. I was there, okay? I hear a lot of
Yeah.
things
yeah.
while I was at my brother's house, and A lot of things don't even, add up what they say. And the media has been told in the mainland, they're not even told what they did to us there.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
the thing is too, now they're trying to like buy the land really cheap so that they can build these 15-minute cities or whatever. And and we're just talking here. We're not trying to state any facts here, people.
No, it's just a
So
fact because people on the outline lost their homes, everything, even their
yeah,
certain shop. My brother lost his shop. Yeah, his home's still standing. I don't know. The government will condemn that, and where he's going to go. See, there's some homes around my brother's neighborhood, is still standing up. But the problem is when this disaster hit, looters took advantage
yeah,
of the situation, and a lot of things went down pretty bad, and none of the locals didn't weren't told the truth, like why situation, why you blocked the roads, why you didn't even let us know. But the thing is, they did not release the helicopters to dump water on the fire, and I found out when I came to California they did not we have an underwater system to help like that, but the somebody's control that's too precious to save the Lahaina town. That town's very ancient, a lot in the history. It's a lot of history into that town.
If that's history, you probably won't be able to reveal.
So, but the thing is, there's a lot of politicians, politics in play. They could use that water to, say much so they can stop situational, but they don't want to send out the helicopters till the winds die down. That's in an evening, and fortunately, the damage is like too great. Yeah, like that night, me and my brother were like walked down a canoe beach, and we heard explosions, and we see smoke cover the whole town. We see like fire. We see steam around the Lahaina ocean, close to Baby Beach, in the docks, all that. The imprint, because I zoomed in and looked on my phone to see what's going on, and all we could think everything is gone basically that night. And we saw a lot of tourists or filming what was going on that happened that evening while they're visiting in the hotels.
yeah, but, yeah. So they had some people that were touring from. I think there was one couple from Minnesota that was touring there, and they had to get rushed out of there.
They had to, because the situation happened.
Yeah.
So it's like only much we can do because a lot of people lost their homes and
Well,
everything.
I do pray for the people there and for everything that I just hope that they can get somehow get compensated for what was done. I
Well,
know.
what Biden did, he only gave them $700, but he wanted to give Ukraine a lot of money. That pissed a lot of them off.
Yeah, and then
So
that's like, how is that going to pay for even a hotel room? you know?
now $700 will not do only so much, but not really fully help. And it's just like, come
Right.
on, it's a lot more than that.
Now, what
What
you
happened? Say that
yeah, go
again,
ahead.
Bobby.
Now, what you gonna do with $700? It's gonna be way more than 700.
That's what the news said, Bobby. That's
I
what they said
know.
on the news.
Yeah.
And so, and then FEMA's talking about they're running out of resources to
I
help.
can't trust FEMA. FEMA is not doing shit there. Okay, they
Yeah.
right now. I found out that the certain sources they are staying basically in this luxurious hotel. Like about almost $1,014 per day or so.
I heard about
But
that. Yeah.
they were basically the government is going to give the residents of Maui 700 in the affected area in West Maui. How can you explain that? I never trusted FEMA. I had took the paper of FEMA and I had like people write down organization name so people could get help basically in Maui before I leave. I give that to Bill, fortunately.
Yeah.
I do not trust the Red Cross or FEMA. They stole from the people what they did, not very much help when I was there. And the thing is that what the government did because we're hurt for supplies. We've been shut down on West Side. Okay, I deal with cold showers. We cannot, brush our teeth in the sink. We have to use bottled water because the water is contaminated. What kind of chemicals? We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And we had to take a shower limitedly after the time, and we can't boil the water, or we don't know what could be
Yeah.
possibly in it after the time. And we had no signal. We had total blackout, and the government would not give us Starlink, but the people somehow did what they did to help out bring the Starlink. That's why I can communicate Ron and a few other people.
Yeah.
And fortunately, that what happened, the people like get together trying to run supplies from east side and hand to us because we have no sources. We had to list out what we needed, at the time, like basic needs, like, certain food, because our fridges, like, we are limited because the food was spoiled. So I found that out that government, pin like gunpoint, are the ones who suppliers run and
Mm.
took the food from those trying to help us in the west side. They trying to blockade like the water. They don't want the people doing much help. The
They
Red
tried to
Cross and
blockade
FEMA
the
stole
water.
all
They don't
that.
want the people doing much help.
The
They
Red
tried to
Cross and
blockade
FEMA
I
stole
got
all
hey
that.
Esther, echo,
Red
echo.
Cross and FEMA
I
stole
got hey
I
Esther,
have an echo.
echo,
Red
echo.
Cross and FEMA.
Yep. Hey
I have an echo.
Echo,
Red
echo.
Cross and FEMA.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna mute Esther now. Star, can you continue?
So basically, that's what happened to us. I told Bill like gunpoint, okay, and after that, the big fight, the residents, okay, a lot of locals, they barricaded Lahaina. People trying to find their families, their kids, okay, loved ones. And it was a big rally barricaded. Some people jumped over. A few people got shot. There. It was a big fight. Then when we noticed a couple like guards guarding there at the point, and they anytime things bad happen, no people cannot get out, and like the area is locked down again. It's like a punishment.
Yeah. Let's see if we can
So
get S. Let's see. Yeah, Esther, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry, Star. That's horrible.
Yeah. So she got out basically with the clothes on her back,
That's terrible.
and um,
yeah, and
I was
it's
worried
just
about her.
it sucks. I went down there to check my brother's house, and it's fine. It was lucky. It's still standing. I give Bill the pictures, and I give him when I saw my brother's girlfriend's car, a melted, engine block down the road,
Hmm.
and that tells me
Yeah.
something's not right. Right,
Something ain't
plasma
right.
fire,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
energy, and there's certain things I noticed, like the houses were burnt to the ground, just ash, like pretty much nothing. And I noticed that certain cars were not even touched, not even in some houses, like it's skipped.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Just be careful about how we're talking
Yeah,
about some of
I
this.
know.
Yeah.
It's just
Uh,
basically
even
one
if
of
we're telling
the.
it, even if we're telling the truth, they won't like it.
Yeah, I get that, but they're
Yeah,
always
they
trying to shut things out.
they're always around.
Yeah.
True.
Esther,
Well,
it is
other
so
than
good to
that,
see. It is so good to see you, Esther.
How is everybody?
we're, we're still here. We're still here.
I'm doing
Yeah.
good, Esther. I'm doing good.
I
It's
know you're
just
having a hard time.
I'm really people have to be careful around me because my energy is very sensitive now, and it's just
I
how it
remember
is.
I remember when you were on video and we were like there was like 5 of us and you couldn't hear or you couldn't hear. And we all kept talking to you. Do you remember that?
That
Ron,
was
do
a
you
Yeah,
long,
remember that?
that was a long time ago. Yeah,
It was funny.
I think we got better. I think we got better at it. So, hey,
Yeah.
Oofy's here. Look at it. You remember Oofy, right, Esther?
Hey, Oofy.
Yeah.
Of course I remember
hey,
Oofy.
Hey, who wants a reading now? Now that Oofy's here, who wants a reading? You want to
I
help me with
love
some readings,
Oofy.
Esther? We can share the readings.
Yeah.
I'll do one. Star, you want me to do one for you first, or
it's up to you. Want to do, Ron?
all right? I'm using these. Remember these cards you sent me?
I got the same ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I like these a lot. And
Yeah.
I got some new ones from the same author, by the way.
Yeah. Go ahead and do star
Red of light.
and
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So these
right.
are oracle cards, and those are interesting. I tell you.
So
yeah.
you
Go
got a
ahead.
bunch of new ones.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
those. I got those, and then I got the spirit animal ones, which I'm still learning.
So that's a big collection. Yeah. Well, it was kind of weird because that day when the fires hit, Ron, my brother's school was canceled, so a lot of kids were being sent home.
Right. And I heard that
Yeah.
So
was a major story that nobody was talking about.
no, basically, we don't know where the 2,000 kids went. I only think of most of them probably didn't make it out. They probably didn't know, because how to get out from the fire, maybe, or something down the line. No one's not telling us, and
Yeah.
a lot of locals were asking, "Where are they?" So there's a lot
Yeah.
of questions there, Ron.
What's interesting about that whole thing is that at first the news was not, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but just going with the historical way that they were bringing out the story, they were not talking about how many people were missing. They were only saying, "Oh, we only got 400 count that are missing." Like, well, from what you told me, that's a whole lot different number than
Yeah,
what.
there's a lot of different number. People jumped in an ocean. Uh, a lot to escape the fire. A
Yeah,
lot of people are dying in their cars. A lot of people are dying on the street,
yeah.
um,
So
in
anyway,
homes. So it's
yeah, my prayers and my heart goes out to those people or anyone in any kind of natural disaster. But Star,
Yeah.
your first card. What color do you think of Star right now? Remember you got green, blue, purple, yellow, and pink. What color do you think?
well, I probably look at green.
Oh, good deal.
Say
that's
hi.
first. That's first one. Choose freedom. Number 15. Choose freedom.
And let me get that bigger. Let me get that bigger.
Okay. Oh yeah, there you go.
So now show the card
Yeah.
again. There you go.
I'll send Star a picture of this anyway.
Yeah.
So for the rest of you who are watching, you can pause the video at this point and look at what the card says. That's the first one. I do 4 of these when I do this type of reading for these. Okay, then so you had green that you chose for that first card. Second one is pink, 3 of emotion. So remember you can pause that and look at it and read it all you want. I'll send Star a picture of these cards. So I think you've already chosen freedom. That's not an issue at all.
Well,
Messenger of thought.
that's pretty much.
That's interesting. Okay. Marco might not remember you, Esther.
I remember Marco.
Okay.
I remember that name.
Okay. And then 4 of emotions. We got 2 emotion cards there, which kind of says that you need to watch them and kind of regulate what you're
I have to regulate because
what you were
you
just
speak about
talking
what
about.
happened,
Yep.
and I feel a lot of
Exactly what you were
energy
just
what
talking about.
happened, and tells me certain things. The
Is that
situation.
weird though? Is that weird that I come up with 2 emotion cards in your
No,
reading?
it's not. It's just basically I'm more in tune like right away. I just don't trust a certain systems, basically, Ron.
So, but
After when it was done,
I have the right reading for you then. That's what I'm
pretty
getting at.
much.
Yeah. And if nobody else, I'll take a 4-card blue.
All right. Okay, let me see that. Scoot that over just a little bit. Okay.
How have you been, Bobby?
I've been doing good, Esther. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has.
I
Yeah.
know. I haven't heard from Bobby for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Like, what's the last time we had a good conversation, Star?
It's been like a long time.
Like, long enough.
Gosh, maybe a few
Okay.
months or so.
Yeah, well,
I
when you're in Hawaii though, or Maui, it's a little bit different time zone, so that's another thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. I felt home there, and I spent a lot of time working with energies and stuff. So
All right.
What's the next step, Star?
my next step right now, I just had to gather all my pieces when it's done,
Just
and
survival for right now?
I'm just pretty much just surviving. Pretty much, just build up my funds and we'll see where I can go with it.
Yeah.
I'm not planning staying in California because it's lawlessness. um, in a way. So hopefully I could return back to Maui because most of my family is there, and a lot of people, told me it's like don't have kind of emotions like mainland or something like that. I told them they're not going to change me.
Goofy wants a single
ERRT
card
radio.
blue.
She's hoping for a blue card. Well, I don't know if I can make that happen, but you didn't get a blue card, Oopie. But I think I got this one for you before. I know I got that one for Bobby before. Card number 4 and organization. Now, if you realize the green color has numbers, in a regular tarot card deck, that would be your major arcana, right? If I understand it correctly. I haven't figured out the others yet. They're kind of labeled on what they say, abundance and emotion and whatever the yellow one is.
Yeah.
Still learning it. I'll send that to Oofy. Just like
Well,
that.
I could say something new, but right
Uh-oh.
now, a lot of people in Maui just stick together, helping each other out, the kind of thing. There's a lot of emotions, going on. Um, it's like a reminder, it's like to other people in the mainland, situational. It's like what was been told. So One point, like when I was there, then I saw like planes flying over. Afterwards, the damage is done the next day in the morning.
Hmm.
So yeah, I caught some like elite the people with a lot of money scouting out basically. So
Yeah.
it's other than that, I know the troops gonna come out eventually. And when people stay strong, you know. But I heard Oprah Winfrey came over there and did a Plunsney stunt.
Hmm.
A lot of people did not like that one either. And when I found out, like, well, I was there. Someone in my brother's neighborhood brought a reporter in, and they don't allow reporters in. In Chinatown, they will not allow that. Only like CNN, corrupt media reporters allowed to be in there to open their mouths, but not like average troopers can't go in.
Mm.
And when that happened, me and my brothers, we kind of like our family people's homes. We kind of get into it for a while because we got punished because the reporter should not have been there at the time. Exposed something into this city. I don't know from who. Um, it just caused a lot more problems, and it took a while for them to allow us to get in. We had to show our ID and say, "Hey, we live in this area," to get in and get what we needed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, way things are right now, it's just there's a lot of things happen, and I have a feeling they're covering a lot of things up, but I can't really explain the full detail unless if we're in off-site, different uh, different talk site that allows me to open what the details, because there's a lot of people explain the situation. They had to flee their cars and get out. Um, so it's like someone has similar stories like me. Some of them got worse. One of them got their feet burned pretty bad
Yeah.
on the road, and to escape out, he like got stuck in the hospital for a bit for that treatment. Second into the third-degree burn. So
Yeah.
it's I don't know like how it is because a lot of tourists like to be in that town and all the way up to Kihei area.
Okay, Bobby, this is for you. Ready?
Okay. Yeah, let me blow you up.
Started out with a blue one. I know you like blue. So, Guardian of Abundance. All right. Go ahead and you want to talk? Go ahead. Oh, another blue one right in a row. Two in a row, Bobby. Healer of Abundance. So two in a row right there, which is unusual.
Yeah.
'Cause, that's what I don't understand about these cards. I'll shuffle them and shuffle them and shuffle them. I get the same cards.
The way it works.
Well, it
Oh,
depends on one's energy, what kind of message they need at the time,
Helper
man.
of Action.
And what's up, C&D boy?
Hey, C&D boy. How is Canada up there on the west coast?
I hear that Canada is similar kind of effect what happened to Maui. I had a bad feeling they're going to try to put a 15-minute city there. There's some kind of talk.
Yeah, but we can't discuss that.
Now I can't go deeper further, but certain of those sooner organizations think
Funny thing is, we can think
certain
it all we
models.
want. We can think it all we want, but we can't discuss it because it's conspiracy theory. And then when it comes true, then we'll say, "Well, I already knew that."
I feel
So,
bad, sitting boy. My brother lost his friend too in the fire. What happened?
yeah, smoke in a
That
forest fire, and yeah, that's gonna suck losing a friend in Hawaii. Did you
see,
They
I
guys
was
might
know that
they might put a
Facebook?
mural out there for the people who lost their lives. They're thinking about doing that. I don't know when the government's going to allow that.
didn't you say Star? You
Yeah,
said that they were going around asking, like they were verifying. They're calling you to verify that you were still
Yeah,
okay.
I got that. Like when I was talking to you and I got disrupted, and yeah, that feels like about the shipwrecks. Okay, I'm like, what I do
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Um,
her, yeah, but Teresa Crook was on a holiday in Maui when she was a victim of the fire.
wait, do they know Teresa Cook? Well, I guess.
all right. There you go, Bobby. I sent you them.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
now it's Esther's turn. I get to do her. I mean, I get to
Yeah.
do a reading for her.
Now,
Wait
speaking
a
of
minute.
the,
Let me rephrase
now,
that. Uh,
now,
what?
I haven't run into her scene boy because I was in West Side. I spend most of the time in Lahaina and Kihei, or we call Polly sometimes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I've been hearing from like that Facebook is trying to block Canadian news.
Canada News. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised if they're doing that because if they're doing that, and they'll probably block a lot of Maui news because I found out
Right.
people have been using drones to look at the damages, and that didn't turn out really great. They probably grounded the drones or something like that. They
Esther,
put
this is
no fly zone because people like went by and saw elites mansions are not even touched.
that's a good start there, Esther.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That means you're at the end of the sequence that you were going through. Review and contemplation, which you already done that.
Yep.
But now,
It's a lot more than that, Yuffie. It's a lot more than that.
well, whether you're a religious person or not, I think that we need to ask for some help and guidance on what to do with our emotions and how to deal with some of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't matter what faith you are, it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. Esther, you got 3 green cards. What the hell are you doing?
Green is for maternal.
Be open to success. Number 7. That's 3 green cards in a row. Can we get 4? No, probably not. Actually, yeah, you did get 4. What the heck?
Positive
5.
recognition.
And number 19. There you go, man. You got 4 green cards.
Thank you, sir.
That must be a
Yeah.
positive. Must be a positive thing then.
Yeah. So many humans that had friends in Maui were sort of traumatized by association. That was coming from Yuki.
A lot has. FEMA's not very much doing anything. I found out FEMA kick out the ones who survived from the fires, lost everything out of the hotels, and they took the room from them. Explain that, Bobby.
Hmm.
They did that. That's wrong. You know.
Yeah, that was the discussion in the Prostitute podcast on Tuesday? Because if you're yet
I
to listen to the Prostitute podcast on Tuesdays on Earth Radio, there's like one that she's got so limits he even got banned on Facebook.
Oh, he did, huh? I'm not surprised. He leaked out something like I can't do that in Facebook. I can't do that in Fluff too. But
Oh,
if you want to go,
you talking about Peter, Bobby?
Now, yeah, Maggie and Peter, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they mostly share their information on Telegram now. And of course, they have a show on Tuesday night on ERRT Radio on Mixler, which Bobby
yeah.
produces
Yeah.
that
But
show.
also, some people might use the Rumble channel. That's only time I could open the full truth, but I can't say a lot of the details, and you fluff to because what I saw, what happened, I feel the energy there. I know what was been done, and I know the agency lied to a lot of locals and the natives there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So Upi says it seems as though the expectation of the government will do what neighbors and friends can do. Probably not a good expectation since the government will only do what they have been told to do.
well, well, basically, a lot of these islands work together, help each other, and FEMA and government does not want that. Period. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. They
You can put
trying to
it back
stop
on.
our supply runners, so they're trying to help us get through. All right. And the situation of that's when they stole most of our supplies that we couldn't have. And basically now we're probably telling people, don't be open, take a pictures of supplies when you bring to the other side because these agency, government, Red Cross, FEMA are the corrupted officials who are running in Maui should not be there. That is taking things from people that are in need
Yeah.
Now this is
for
now this is
survival.
what you now this is what you call legitimate theft. That's what you call legitimate theft.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically we're working on grassroots trying to help like that to get the sources and still give those agencies the what themselves. And when I found out these elites' homes are not even touched.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. One who owns Facebook has like a good acres there. Obama has a good acres there. Even Oprah, you hear stories about her. And she has some, acres
Yeah.
there. But they have a lot of money. But I don't see them helping the locals. No, they probably want to, build it like some kind of city, not what locals wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found out before the fires that with the Governor Green did on a currency like lift all the building codes basically. So I feel there's more than just as a setup.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
why our water thing was the valves are not fully open, the firemen couldn't use it when empty. Explain that. So there's a lot of factors is going on that somebody really want to do what they want to do to the homes, the people, for their own main purpose. And way I looked at it, it happens in certain parts of the world, like parts of California. And I'm looking what's kind of experiencing. Same thing what I experienced when I seen in Maui. And what I looked at it,
Oh.
these technologies that is basically very ancient in Tussa. thrives from there. Basically, they give her permission on the beans from like
Which
that
one,
to Tasa.
Ron?
The what's the first one?
So
Esther's gonna read some cards.
that's how far I could explain it to you, Bobby.
The other
Yes,
one that you
yeah.
showed, the first one. What is that one?
Oh, Esther
72
cards.
angels.
Let's do those,
Okay.
please. You know, it was weird, Esther. I never did get the patches and the hats.
That's because I never did finish them.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you had sent them back.
No, I never did.
Okay. All right. So, okay, good. I'm glad we didn't lose them.
No, I haven't. These don't
So
have. These don't
right
have
now, we'll
pictures.
probably get a couple more Starlinks there to help people in Maui. So hopefully
Okay,
that
hold on.
can do.
Okay.
These are the names of the angels,
Oh, okay.
and they don't have pictures. Is this what you want?
Yeah. Let's try it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's a message from each angel.
Mhm.
Okay. That's what I need then.
The Huaha, divine will. I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Okay.
And on the back it has the human distortions.
Okay. Yeah. You'll have to take a picture of that on both sides.
Okay.
And yeah, show the box again, please, just in case that we may have missed. Okay. Uh, all right, it's upside down. There we go.
There we go. Okay. So that would be tarot cards then. All right.
Yeah.
There's a book that goes with these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might
Oh,
have-
and check your friend request. I sent you a friend request, Esther.
Okay.
Yeah, I had turned off my shutter sound on my phone because one time when I was out at the park, when I was walking around the park in Brooklyn Center at Parker's Lake, there was a deer that I wanted to get a picture of. So I go to take a picture of it, and I made that awful sound. And of course, the deer can hear it pretty good.
Yeah.
They went running. So I turned off all those noises.
I haven't been on in a really long time.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you trained in again.
Yeah. Oh, no. Thanks, Esther, for accepting the friend request.
You're welcome.
Now, the next time you're in New York City, Ron, try listening to FM radio and see if you catch anything that is not a legitimate radio station, like a pirate radio station.
Oh, why? Why is that?
Because, like, every year they usually mention about the radio scene in New York City, especially in the Brooklyn area. It's got mostly got pirate radio doing it.
Oh, okay.
Do you want a more traditional one, Ron?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to read that and see what that means. The one you just did.
Yeah.
It's more of like a study of the types of angels and what they do and what kind of person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what we got.
Wow.
I like. Is wisdom an oracle deck?
It's a tarot.
All right. Go ahead. Go and use your same deck.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what you pull for me.
Okay.
I know that sounded bad again, didn't it?
No,
I meant the cards, not the.
I don't even think that way.
I don't either. But the funny thing is, when I
You got manifest your dreams in green.
oh, green, that's good. All right. What number is that again?
I don't have a number.
Up on top.
One. Number
Oh,
one. These ain't shuffled good.
yeah, it was really strange. I was doing some readings, and I kept getting the same cards for 3 or 4 different people. Not exactly the same cards, but a couple of them. And it was like, how can that even be? Cause you shuffle it,
I'll send these to you. You got
Yeah.
the 10 of action
All
in
right,
purple. I'll send that.
that should be a good one. 10 of action.
You got the 6 of emotion.
Okay.
And the 10 of thought.
Huh. The higher the number, the better
I don't know.
in general.
Yeah.
I guess they're all good if they're angels.
Right.
Yeah. Manifest those gold nuggets in your yard.
There.
Randomness doesn't mean you get a different card every time if you use a replacement.
I don't have gold nuggets in my yard. I have a lot of dirt in my yard.
And here's a so C&D boy used dowsing rods for finding stuff for construction, but they have other things that he can do.
Our well diggers around here use those.
Yep. See now, what I'm thinking is, some would say, "Oh, tarot card readings, you shouldn't do that," you know.
Yeah.
And as we notice with our cards here, they're cards with nice pictures on them, right? And the Bible talks about divination, but I think the term divination in the scriptures is different than what we think of it today. You know what I mean?
But there's no telling what they thought back then.
But now see in the Bible times, if you look at the historical side of things, divination meant probably some kind of animal sacrifice and things like that. Okay? Like really dark stuff, bad stuff. We're not doing that today. At least I'm not anyway.
Me neither.
I don't think that using tarot cards is divination necessarily. Okay, especially when I ask the Holy Spirit to give me a message for you. You know. Then the other thing too is like C&D boy was talking about dowsing rods. Well, we can use those for gold prospecting, for finding water. The farmers still use them for finding water, where to plant their crops,
Mhm.
And then you talk about astrology. Well, you're not supposed to use the stars for astrology, but yet, what did the three wise men and the whole group of people that were with them? Each wise man had like 80 people with them, in their caravan, right?
Yep.
If you look at the historical process of that whole thing, and what did they use to find the baby Jesus? The star in the east. That would be what? Astrology. Hello. We're not supposed to use that as common people. We're not supposed to use that, but yet they used it all the time for a scientific purpose. So, but I think the lesson is the intention on how you use it is the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're using it for positive outcome, entertainment, and information use only when I'm doing the tarot card readings, I don't want you to change your doctor's appointment because the cards tell you to do something different. No way. I don't want you to do that. Add what I share, add it to what you're doing. You know what I mean? Add it, combine it with your routine. Uh,
I just kind of pick up on what I feel like is right,
yeah,
and then I throw out of my mind what I feel like is not right.
that's a good way to do it.
But I really only consult them if it's a big deal. So I found this.
Okay,
I found this at the Goodwill.
those are supposed to be angels on there.
Yeah, they're cherubs.
So that's like, is that like for holy water?
No, it's just I don't know. I put my stuff in it in the bedroom. It's a flower.
Nice.
Oh, like a flower. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you felt positive from that. So you got
Yeah.
it. All right. Uvi says divination could have been the common folk rebelling against the power of the Church of Rome. Divination from the divine God, the angels. Okay. Oh, divination. Okay, I got. All right. Interesting. All right. Yeah. So, also, there's some kind of. I was thinking about a verse in the Bible. If anybody wants to look that up, talking about we're not supposed to talk to the dead. No communication with the dead. You know. So, funny thing is about our paranormal research. What are we doing? We're trying to talk to the dead.
I think they send messages in your sleep and stuff, though.
Yeah, that's true. And and that brings me to another point there, Esther. What I have been talking about is a term that I use and that I figured out, and then I looked it up, and it's a real term. Now it doesn't have anything to do with your sexual preference or anything like that, or anyone's sexual preference. I mean, but the term is transdimensional. What do I mean by that?
So you can go through different dimensions.
Yeah, but usually the word trans means you're in a trance or you're asleep. Okay, you're in a sleep state. So, what I've been teaching for quite a while, probably since you've been on the last time, I was talking about when we go to sleep, we travel. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been to other planets. I can't explain it. I can describe them to you, and you make up your mind if what I'm saying is fact or a bunch of crap. But when I describe it with detail, then I don't know how it can be, unless I'm a really good storyteller, which I'm not. But anyway, um, I was really at these places, but yet I was asleep. So why did I go there? I don't know. So
I don't know. People do that.
transdimensional. Let the dead bury the dead. So there are living people that are spiritually dead, but dead people that are spiritually alive. Ooh, interesting. All right. So I remember a couple of times when I was in this hotel in Chicago somewhere, which I never been in a hotel in Chicago. Bad enough driving through Chicago, but anyway, um, in this vision, I was with my friend Mike. We were there at some kind of gold show event, some done at gold show. The only time I was in a hotel at a gold show was in Las Vegas a few years ago, about 2015 or so. But anyway, in this case here, I was at this hotel, and I was going down to meet with Mike because he went down to get the car, and then I heard this woman complaining to her son about they had to get kicked out of the hotel, obviously because they didn't pay the rent. And you can imagine in that area uh, what their nationality was. But anyway, um, they looked at me like I was at fault for getting them kicked out. And I'm like, I was just there for the convention. I wasn't there to worry about anybody else. And anyway, for some reason, there was a porta potty in the parking garage, which I couldn't figure that one out. But I figured I'd go in there like I had to go use the restroom, the toilet. While they stood outside the door complaining about me making them having to move out. I was like, why are you blaming me? I had no clue. But in these visions, though, when I'm sleeping, I actually feel like, say, if I have a glass, I'm drinking whatever I'm drinking, soda or whatever. I have a glass or a bottle in my hand. I really have it. I know I have it in my hand.
And you're going to bring it back with you.
Yeah, could be. But it just, it's weird. I really feel that I can, touch a door handle, for instance. I know I'm grabbing a door handle. The thing that I was told about that kind of thing is that you're really there. You're actually there
Could be.
in that situation. And when you're asleep and you have that moment, it's called what I call transdimensional. If you're awake and you have a moment like that, it's called interdimensional. You're awake. You're aware of it.
I
For the
think
most
I've
part.
experienced that.
Yeah. And what you got to do is take notes when that happens. Try to remember to write things down or make a mental note of it if you can, but they can mess with your memory. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
It's better if you take notes, physically write it down, either put it in your phone or put it in a pad of paper, whatever. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And on your phone, they can wipe that as easily as your memory. Okay? So now, the interesting thing that I'm thinking of is when you have a deja vu episode, that's when you're actually remembering another dimension.
Yep.
Okay? When you have a moment where you can't remember someone's name, or you're in the middle of a story and it's like, what was I just going to say? That's when you are swapping places with the alternate reality.
Crazy.
Okay? But that makes sense, right?
Right.
All right, so what happens is, like, you're in the middle of a conversation. I had a guy, 76 years old. We were talking one day, and he completely forgot what he was going to say next. I said, "There you go. Your other self has your story. You got to get that back and finish the story."
Yep.
And he laughed at me though, but he knew what I was talking about, believe it or not. But we kind of just laughed it off, like, no big deal. But what I believe would happen is, just for a split second, we switch places with our alternate self on the parallel planet Earth or whatever. And then we come back to the conversation and, like, oh, now I remember what I was going to say. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But for that split second, you're in the other reality.
Yep.
And he's doing the same thing. He's taking my place here, and it's like, wait a minute, what? He's trying to figure out what we were talking about, and then we switch right back, and then bam, there you go, you're right back in the conversation again. But why does it happen? Freud calls it, the psychologist Freud said, tip of the tongue experience. Well, it's more than just the tip of the tongue. It's you transferring to another place and then coming back. Prove it to me that it didn't happen like that.
Can't prove it.
But I can prove the fact that you have the experience, right?
Right.
We all had that moment of forgetfulness.
Yep.
So can you explain why?
Oh.
And we can't. But something does happen, and so the best answer is we switch places with something we don't understand, and then it gets put back where it's supposed to be, right? Within a couple of seconds, you don't really notice it that much. But next time you have that episode where you don't remember something, when you're talking with somebody and it's like, what was I just going to say? Or you put something down and you forget where you put it, your keys, for instance. And, a lot of us have this memory issue. So I try to put things where I know they're going to be. And when they're not there, then I know something's going on. So I make sure I know where they are when I need them. So whatever that is that I'm trying to remember where it is. But a lot of times you go into the kitchen. What did I come into the kitchen for?
Yeah. I have early dementia.
But well, yeah. And then my mom and dad had that, of course, obviously, and it is genetic or hereditary. And so there you go. But beyond all that, looking at the medical aspect of things, I mean, look at the scientific side of things. What if, though? What if we are switching places?
Well, we're fortunate enough not to remember it.
Yeah. And how many times have you gone to sleep and you wake up the next morning and it feels like you've been working all night?
I know. How many times have you
I miscount so many, Ron. Okay, so
Yeah.
sleep makes you tired?
Yeah. But it's like I've woken up in the morning and I feel like I was digging a grave or a ditch or something. Like, what the heck was I doing?
Why do you
yeah,
have to pick a grave? Why didn't you
I
say a
know.
pool?
My brother made me a special kind of herbal tea to relax my nerves so I could sleep better. Because my sleeping after disaster, I wasn't sleeping well. I keep waking up. A lot of things get overwhelming me. So, and I
Yeah.
said to my brother, "What the hell did you do?" I'm like that to him, and it's like I can hear other brother talking on the phone, like way far out in his room, and I was like, "You what?" And I told him, I was like, "Yeah." And after that, my brother's like, told me on the phone, "Are you okay? You okay? I heard what happened to you." And I was like, my body puked a lot of stuff out. And he's trying to help me like that. And I said to my brothers, I'm trying to put my head in a pillow, woke up at 3, like, made that in the morning, and I'm like, okay, things are like kind of slow back down. And I said to my brother, just be careful what you're doing, mixing certain things for me, not over, doing it
Yeah.
like that. So and my, it's just like other people trying to get me to respond. I respond what? I couldn't even focus a whole lot, and it was bad enough. And my brother's, one of my brother trying to say, "Well, trying to make a special Hoover to you. I'm sorry that did that to you." And I told him, "It's like I don't know what you just did. Yeah, I have some things locked in because what my past experience with the government did to me. So it's like floodgate me so bad, and now I can't shut that off now anymore."
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they have any programs for anyone that needs to get counseling on that. They should have
Nah,
something set up.
there's not much, it's just, I gotta explain certain things. It's just, I had to work with my energy, balance myself back out. It's gonna take time. And, like, I just picked up a lot of certain things. Lately, people notice I kind of avoid a lot of people. And I'm like, and some people trying to text talk, and some people don't really understand. They said, "You a little bit changed." I'm like, "You don't know that part of me is a lot more awakened." And like, I could really sense what kind of like what they feel like kind of vibration. I know, and one person kind of took it a certain way, didn't realize, kind of set me a bit off, and I told him, it's like, that's totally respectful, in the way they shape of the form, and this what they talked about and certain stuff. And it's just, ever since I left the island, like, my body's like kind of weird shaped. It's just like I'm not really much grounded in California. I'm like, yeah, you know um I'm gonna be like that for a long period of time now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a trauma.
It's
Trauma,
just I had to
trauma's
deal
not
with it.
always, trauma's not always physical.
No, it's just like I got trauma in the past, went through a lot of shit, but then way things happened there, and it just like ripped one part of the moon up. Like, it woke me up, and I saw, like, people have been lied to on multiple levels in the way, and I don't have anger, but I see, who the perpetrators were, and I didn't like it one bit. And a lot of people don't understand in a certain way. And I'm like looking at it like, well, it's been done many times over in the history. And looked far back, I remember way back situations and stuff, and I realized, like, love has been lied to for many, many years. And I understand why I got in trouble in schools, because I spoke out and said that is not the right history, at one point. So it's a lot difficult, certain stuff, and I notice maybe like kind of block the way we're facing now. And I'm like thinking the only way people could stand up and stop, you know, things get a lot worse, like what happened to Maui. Um, in the way in the past, what happened in Paradise, a lot of people talked, the government agencies didn't really much help them. They got screwed. Same thing as Ohio, the situation, the spillage in the train wreck. They didn't get very much help. People are thinking sick still there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And that train disaster was right near Charles, actually.
Yeah. See, basically, what happened before I left, like California to Maui, I noticed someone stole a lot of fertilizer. You can make a lot of things with it. A good amount of it, it could blow the city out.
Hmm.
We don't know where that is, basically. And that was not close to the port, like somewhere in California. And I hear a lot of stories, but a lot of things were being told. And um, I don't know why CNN wanted to, I don't trust the media. That's why I told Bill. This is why I told Jim. That's why I said, because they lie about a lot of things, because
Oh yeah.
they're tied in to certain things not truthful, and people trying to get the truth out, what happened to Maui or Paradise, what's going on in Canada right now. And Canada is still is in the flames.
You
Oh
just you
yeah,
you really
and
just don't know every day what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to go to bed and wake up to.
No,
Right.
you don't. And like that day, before the fire started, things were just fine. Things was normal, and we had a nice sky, you know.
Yep.
And of course, we had to deal with the bad, hurricane. Yeah, it ripped the trees from the ground, did the damage. It will take time
Mhm.
to fix. Uh,
But
the
now, am
fires.
I am I right, Star, that that hurricane that came through, it didn't have much rain compared to normal?
No, we didn't get any rain at all. Only parts that probably get rain is probably the upper mountains, in tropical areas or a certain spot and hit the big island. But the thing is, there was not just some islands on fire. Certain part in Hawaii and the other island was on fire at the time. I couldn't
Mm,
get the data on what situation. That morning, our connections were been shut, and
yeah,
it's just we figure, okay, we just had to deal with it. We fixed me and brothers fixed the house. We bunkered down, and it's just we just wait it out till the hurricane leaves us. And but
yeah. It's just kind of weird that it didn't have much rain like normal.
no, it didn't have rain because when hurricanes do hit the island, a lot of restaurants get filled with a lot of people, and that it's like busy time. Like mostly tourists, whatever, not in the beach kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so uh, we saw a couple of big trees. Like I saw like some apples that snapped in half, and and we had to reroute the way around there. Is you had to do, we had to do. But it's good. Like I don't know the situation any further because right now my family doesn't know what they're going to do. Like they'll probably find out probably mid September. Um, or I'll probably find out mid September. Maybe I'd probably be stuck in California, but I had to bite my tongue if I have to. Other
I
than
think.
that,
Yeah, I think those who
Bless
survived,
you.
they need to be given new homes and businesses, whatever they need to get replaced.
yeah. But the thing is, the insurance kind of bailed out. Didn't really give a lot of people the money. They kind of give them the middle finger. I heard.
Then that should be the United States that helps, not
No,
the insurance.
well, the insurance, because people have insurance in their homes, but they're not willing that. They're trying to force the people to sell their homes to these land grabbers. And right now, a lot of real estate people are being targeted. There are ones who are good, but there's ones that are corrupted, basically,
Mm,
that we have to, like, weed out between the situation, though. Because what I notice is certain things, and I notice something's not right. And, I feel the ground and feel what's going on. Um, the Coast Guard, it took forever to get there. And FEMA, like, came around, but they didn't hang around to help those, there. They just like dropped their pantless and shit, and you don't hardly see them.
mm.
So
Yeah,
basically,
that's
someone tracked them down and found out where they were at one point because we heard that a lot of locals who plus to stay there 15 days or more until they get back to their homes.
Andy, what's going on, Andy?
And so I, I'm surprised the media hasn't pulled that and say, to the mainland, hey, this is happening. This is what a company FEMA is doing, pushing out.
I can't remember if it was TikTok or what it was. You can always rely on that source.
Yeah, I
But
know, but someone did basically film it like that and show us a small clip, kind of like TikTok to other YouTube, and asked the guy a lot of questions, but he kind of ignored the
yeah,
person. He was in the elevator when he was being filmed.
I was going to talk about how Biden was at the or
Oh,
some people
that?
said, or some
Uh,
people say the ice cream man.
yeah. Well, what happened is he
Biden
tried to disrespect.
Biden was there, but he's sitting there after a month-long vacation in August, and he's sitting there at the conference, at the celebration or conference thing, whatever it was that they were at, talking about Maui and everything happening there.
Yeah,
And he's
I
like
hear
going
about
to
that.
sleep. He's going to sleep in the middle of the conference. And
Yeah,
like,
I hear about that for the people who were part of the healing. He fell asleep
yeah,
there, but he talked about the kitchen fire right towards the locals. Plus, they pissed them, a lot of them off. Certain things that he said, opened his mouth,
yeah,
straight there. But the worst of all, that I have a feeling the locals heard him well before he came to Maui. That other people has been asking about Maui, the
no
situation. Do you
comment,
know
no
what he
comment.
said? No comment. Yeah,
Right,
you know.
yeah,
So
and
basically, the people been told Biden to go, f, like 4-letter word, and like, get out, and like because he totally disrespect the Hawaiians there, the local
too
Hawaiian
little, too late.
community.
Too little, too late.
Well, no, it's a lot more than that. The way he talked. If you
Yeah.
heard the clips where he was said at that
Oh yeah.
conference,
Yeah.
you understand how sensitive people were.
Yeah.
And like he,
I'll tell you how I feel about that. I feel like everybody, the people who has done wrong to other people, I feel like they will get what's coming to them. It might not be tomorrow,
Right.
but eventually it's going to come back. Sooner or later, it'll
Yeah.
come back.
it's coming back. Like his Goonies, I know a few of them got shot.
Oh.
By the ones who came in the military, came in trying to help, shot few. The ones who did shoot to certain people and stole certain things, like a ring or something from the bodies, arguing over a body
Oh,
and
I
then
heard
who
about that.
they killed.
Yeah. I heard about
So
that. Yeah.
yeah, these bad people who came in trying to say they would help in Hawaii, and yet they're killing certain those and robbing them. So the military shot those. They didn't give in no or hands off,
Wow.
basically. Um, but those ones who fake as FEMA, who fake like that, were not in for the humanity. They're from the deep staters, the dark ones who are want to do what he wanted to do.
Well, if it don't come in this
Yeah.
life, it'll come in the afterlife.
Yeah.
It's coming either way.
Yeah. You got
Yeah.
a good point there. Yeah.
It's
It's
basically when I look at it, they're trying, like, what I know. Hawaii was a Lauren area. It's healing. They struck the heart. They struck the third eye.
uh,
The
now.
spiritual energy there, is very like sacred. They want to control a lot
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy grids, sacred energies there.
Yeah, and that's like the sad thing is like everybody's got a good side and a bad side, like two separate trees, like in the scriptures. They got one that does the good fruit, the other one does the bad fruit. Which one of them going to grow more, the good fruit or the bad fruit? And it's just like everybody's got those two trees. Which one are you going to grow more?
Yeah.
Well, it depends, what your percentage of. It's same thing as humans, okay? It goes as with other beings too.
That's interesting. But yeah. Sad and interesting at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of boats were been set on fire. Like what happened? We have three. There's no gas in Maui. We use propane tanks. you know, for the sources. The one close to my brother's place, Shell, the big one blew. And when we got to hotel like that, we heard the news. One by my brother's house, propane tank, we all knew, blew. And we're like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, shit. And so what are we gonna do now? I'm like, I looked and said, that's gonna level the living shit in anything. But the station is still standing.
There was
Aiming
one.
Safeway is still standing.
Yeah.
And
There's one I saw a blue house that was standing in the middle of
oh,
everything that was
that
destroyed.
when the fires like that, I could explain it to you. The technology, Tesla, the like other things that I talked about, the plasma, like DEW, okay,
Yeah.
it cannot burn anything blue, okay,
Oh,
because energy frequencies, certain frequencies, so like that, certain light in the spectrum, okay, this technology. So,
you
I
wonder why I wear a blue shirt, right? There you
well,
go.
yeah, but basically it will cook a human body inside out, make you probably explode,
Oh,
yeah.
I might have to
Yeah.
paint my white car. I might have to paint it blue. Esther, we might have to paint our cars blue.
Well, I just like
That
saying that, but a lot of people probably say I'm like talking nonsense, but I'm not.
No, there's a lot of stuff that seems like nonsense that's true.
Well, I knew we're being attacked, but um, the truth's gonna eventually come out on that.
yeah.
That been
Oh,
used.
they'll probably wait 75 years when we're all dead. Then it'll come out with the truth.
Not really.
Yeah. Now, actually, we need something better than Biden and Trump. We
No.
definitely,
Only way, basically, I just hopefully the ones would like help, you know, they'll remove that weapon away from the bad hands, okay? Because it
yeah,
did enough destruction, periodly. I knew how they got their hands to it. They got it from Tesla himself, okay? They were playing with it, yeah.
Now,
Looks,
what I want all of you to do, Star, what I want you to do too, I want everyone here in chat, whoever might watch this later, if it's still up, um, I want you to look at the fire in Paradise, California. Okay.
one of my family had a house there.
Yep.
Um,
And then I want you to look at the results of the Maui fire and compare the two. You'll be interested to know that they look the same. The interesting thing you want to make note of is that it is targeted, whatever the fire is, however it is.
I don't even want
Only
to know.
certain only certain parts get burned.
I don't want to know.
I'm just saying. If you, I did a search on it today, and it gave
you
me that on from the Weather Channel. They gave me a comparison of what they both look like, and guess what? Very scary. They both look the same.
Well, it's that technology. It's very destructive. Okay, I could tell you that right there. All right, I know. Well, okay, like the Hawaii has multiple military bases there. Okay, there's a lot more means the eye there, Ron,
Yeah.
and two, you know, it's just like certain houses are been spared and some are not, and some cars are spared and some are not. And the thing is, with the energy I could feel from the houses, the ground when I walked down there, and I
Hmm.
knew it's not normal fire. And I'm like, oh, okay, they use something like really to make their point across, but they use it too many times, perhaps in the history.
I heard something about Europe. Andy, isn't Europe on fire in certain areas? I thought I seem to remember seeing some news about that. So fires all over the place. I don't know why.
Well, basically, only thing I could give you an answer why it's a WEF organization people. Okay, these people are not your friends. They're not with humanity. Okay, they're with the legions of the ones that don't like humanity. Okay, they're the ones basically pushing. No, they're gonna say right in the media, this one will come out maybe in a few months. Oh, what happened to Hawaii? Climate change by
Yeah, they're all
ASS.
claiming that.
Okay,
They're all claiming
or
that. Yeah.
I know they already had. I told you and I told Bill this before they opened their mouths. And for one, and they might also blame the people. Oh, it's the people's problem who did. That's the other part they're going to start accusing.
they They said
Yeah.
Andy says it's in Greece.
Yeah, but fortunately, next month is going to be like a doozy or sooner. I heard. I'm not too a fan about that one, but
Well, just
Yeah. I heard in Louisiana they had to evacuate some people because of the fires. And then they got a refinery fire
yeah,
near New Orleans.
yeah, they deal with it, and then they spot out again. Like that. So that tells me something's more sinister. And why a lot of people, locals in Liontown got shot. For what? Like, what they trying to hide something?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's only like so much you could do. And I told you, Ron, you, and I told Bill, when the people find the truth, what
yeah,
happened, they're gonna flip the lid. They're gonna go after those officials, and they're gonna probably run their lives out on the island, or they might face something more seriously.
yeah, but
Cautions what they did. They lied. Like the one you see the Governor Green like out his mouth, and one reporter came to him and talked. This guy got harassed by a woke, you know, dim. Followed
Damn.
him to the one of the hotels, and people saw his face. It's like drenched because he talked to the the Governor Green. Hey, about the situation, and he was not even kind of brushed that guy off. And why the police had gotten involved and had their hands on the guy,
mm,
and he wasn't even close. He didn't say anything, like f the governor or anything. He was a polite person. Explain that.
mm.
That's a that's a that's a hard pill to
Well,
swallow.
the sad part is we won't have the answers.
No, no, they were hiding all the answers, but
Mm,
I like kind of like some people are sending me certain things, and I looked up and it's like what the two people were being threatened when they questioned this Governor Green, basically. Where's the children, for one?
yeah.
Well, I have to go, guys.
All right, take care. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I
See you
could
later,
probably chat
Esther.
with you sometime,
It was
Esther.
good to see everybody.
Hey, Esther, oof, you said your antique find can be a bird bath.
It could be. It could be.
Or a candy bowl.
If I didn't live in an apartment.
All right. Well, good
So
to see you.
good to see
All
y'all.
right, take care, Esther.
Y'all too.
See you next time. Thank you for the reading.
Thank you for
That's
your reading.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Bye.
enjoyed
Yeah.
Bye.
like
Thank
that,
you.
Esther.
Bye, Star.
Hi, Esther.
Yes.
Yeah. We are about 2 hours, Bobby, aren't we?
Well,
Huh.
time flies, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I only can explain certain things straight out,
Yeah.
but
And that's coming from you who experienced it, so they can't really get mad at us for that. I don't
no,
think.
not. I'm not going
So,
like I'm not showing the pictures or anything.
right. Right.
I
You're just
just
sharing.
explain.
You're just sharing your experience of what you had to deal with, and but yeah, that's fine. I
I
think.
give Bill a few. I told him to keep one of them to himself because
Yeah.
I'm trying to secure, like that because I trusted Bill for a long time. And I explained and showed him the pictures of the cars, the certain houses down to the ground. So the comparison, what I was talking about. But the other thing is, I didn't take a lot of pictures there because my phone was like dying because I had no
Yeah.
way to charge my phone. I got to use my phone as a light sometimes.
Right.
When people blind me, I couldn't see well at night. It's kind of like a flashlight brick at the time.
Oh yeah.
It's just after I saw the fire like that upper hill, it looks like kind of small like volcano in the middle part in Lahaina town, and I saw all that, and people couldn't sleep well because they heard explosions all night. And then that morning, we just got to take a good look. We just like saw like it's like you're walking into something you don't recognize. It's like disaster. It's not the same anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, someone just like, okay, did what they wanted to do, make their point across. Well, it doesn't make sense why these villagers were calling the people after the day their homes were gone. Explain
Hmm.
that.
Hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just messed up.
In Hawaii, some homes, older homes in Lahaina, there's like multiple families living in those homes. Probably like three generations, probably one, two, or three families, maybe,
Yeah.
perhaps, maybe more. Uh, um, yeah, it's just that a lot of things. Right now, they're trying to save the big tree. Basically, we don't know if that big tree is going to survive or not. It might answer a possibility there. And that night I saw a few boats escaped out, but not all of them. And a couple of locals ventured out, and they took a lot of pictures. What happened? They went farther than me. I didn't go any further because I know what's up, and I got out and like, okay, my senses in a certain way. I'm like, all right, I already got enough information, but I try and look to see where my brothers work, and I use my phone to scan up, and I sent, and I told that occurred in the night when I said to my brother that night, "Your house is safe." My brother said, "No, it's not." I'm like, "It is," and he says, "Oh, like his shop," and I told him it's like it's not. Fire got in there, and in some way, shape, or form. When my brother looked and found out that falling, his house is safe, but his shop is down, and I told him that night in a hotel, and I said, I'm like, well, we've been spared one part, you know, lucky didn't lose everything.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, it's just everything. And the other like propane the tank was like close in the wharf. That went. The other one I know it was in the harbor where the boats are. That small one blew.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, it's like we felt because when I work, the one restaurant we had a propane tank, a good sized one, and every month we refill that tank. That's how most of us cook there. I mean, because we can't use like gas lines so, like in the mainland because the ground is too hard to dig
Yeah.
in volcanic. So it's just right now. Um, they bring in the dogs to hunt. But I heard like the stories when I like what on Friday morning, they found a certain family members hugged together, you, in the home, and they had to clean up the body bags and the bones. And it's just, and a lot of people, tourists and locals jump in their water, and now
Mm-hmm.
we don't know how many bodies. And they're like, last time I saw Coast Guard brought their, helicopter all day and next day and a couple days after that searching.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow. So eventually, we don't know how many people die, huh?
What I could tell, 2,000 kids are missing because they had a record who, were registered in Lahaina schools because the kids were sent home that morning.
Hmm.
Like that, and the parents didn't even know their kids were been sent home that morning because some of them hadn't had two jobs to support ourselves in a way, a life there. They didn't know, but when they found out, a lot of them couldn't get to their kids. I don't know. I only gotta think of like something bad happened, or they've been trafficked out for other uses that I can't probably say here in FluffTube,
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah.
I could say a lot of them are miscounted for, could end up somewhere other country, maybe the mainland. I don't know. I can't, track it out, but the logs were saying about these kids, we don't know the parents in the school like that, trying to find a way to keep their minds off it,
Mm.
what happened, because like our schools kind of open up since the damage, because it was a courthouse in Lahaina, close to Worth, you know, different stories there,
Yeah,
and
that's
Yeah.
it's like a library there, and like I used to like walk by my younger brother's school, like that when another person get a little bit kind of bit much, so it's and then the old temples, so, like like Chinese people like had their temples there, you know, for their gatherings. That's gone, and it's like a lot of it's like ancient and stuff, but twisted metal. Come on, like I know, like in California, I know certain houses kind of burn. You leave some partially there, but down to the ground, it's like it's like wow,
Yeah.
it's
I think
yeah.
I think we have more questions than answers as always.
It's a lot more question than answers, and you're not going to probably get that from the Governor Green. He's not going to say it into the media. He like
Right.
way he is. He's shrugging it off on the locals, and they're asking about their loved ones, their family members, their kids. Okay, they're pissed.
Yep.
He's not even saying anything. He just walks away.
that's just wrong.
And the thing is, the way the way that I looked at it, he signed a kind of. If you look back when he signed the contract, changed before the fires 2 weeks ago or some time ago, because the you gotta follow certain things. The old town, the way in the history, you gotta do certain things, fix ups, regulations. So that's all pretty much lifted out because he put the law. What I found out about this police officer Green, he was like Las Vegas. You know what shit happened in Las Vegas? He was part of that. I don't know who brought
Right.
him into Maui. And our friend sent me that. Is this true? I looked it up and other sources, and I told my friend, "You're right. This is true. That where you found that? That's our key." And what's bad? He broke in the Maui rules, like official, government rules when it's in the Constitution. He cannot be a police officer and mortician at the same time, Ron.
Right.
He's playing both. He can't do that.
Hmm.
He like if
Hey,
he's like
right.
that, you gotta have somebody else who does the morgue.
All right.
Okay, explain that.
Yeah. I can't. But
That's
I
messed
see.
up.
I see what you're saying. He shouldn't be doing double duty.
That's what he's doing. He's
Huh.
breaking a lot more there. In Hawaii, as a government, you can't do that. Period.
Yeah.
I looked that up, and right now, some people you probably heard from other clips or like other stuff too, or TikTok saying certain things about this individual. And you can look it up, his name, and like right there in the office as a police officer, the head chief, and the mortician. How can he has the two things in one? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to be
He,
just one or the other.
and that's
Pretty
just
much.
wrong, man.
And yeah, 'cause when you got to do you can't be unbiased if you're trying to be the law enforcement and the head head guy that's going to do the investigation on the body.
Yeah, and see, like there has to be somebody else that has to
Yeah,
do that.
I
Not
agree with that.
yeah. It's just basically now I'm hearing like DNA testing to find their families. I'm like,
Yeah, Well,
Um,
all
we
right.
don't know. So, um, way that they're taking their time, the way it is, I probably will find out if my family could return back to their home in Lahaina that still isn't touched by the fire. I don't know. I'll probably find out probably late September or October. But
Yeah.
I have a feeling the government is trying to condemn our her home there. And it's perfectly no fire damage, nothing. It's still clean, it's still good. But you know,
That's
but the thing is, we don't know how long they could treat the water. They have to flush the water, the systems out because, yeah, I can't go back to work because we can't, use the water, because we cook with the water and stuff we do
Yeah.
with it. And we can't serve people with that. So I'm right now, I'm just a hiatus, basically. I don't know my job will be hanging that. Like, it could be a dagger in the heart of my work I used to. And all of us been told we got to, do an appointment. And we have to clean certain things up, close it. And like how the pandemic happened, it's staked, balance there, a lot of loss, a lot of
Yeah.
things. But now this, the whole west side, you only, things are not fully open. The stores are not even open. We can't even use our money, our card, to buy food there. In the grocery stores, because there's no electricity, like they won't, hand out anything. That's been down for like 2 weeks or more.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like, okay, how you gonna survive through that? I see there's a fish in the ocean. Yeah, you could get, whatever. But like whole group of team work together to do our survival, the people. It's not like in California, people had to fend for themselves and, tear apart and, screw the other. And when I see in the islands, people comes a sister, auntie, uncle, and all that, and they help each other. But like I see the difference.
Yeah.
yeah, that's now getting blocked from the stores is it's probably unacceptable, especially when
Um,
you're trying to recover.
like they can accept money, but not really. But whatever things perish, there goes all that. You we just like the team like that. They help a lot. We give like clothes to who lost everything. Um, food 3 times a meal, like chef cook there. Supplies run, toilet paper, other things that are needed, like batteries and stuff. That are like came in. We had that going, for a few days, and but we didn't expect, certain ones got gun pointed
Mm.
and blocking in
Yeah,
the boat ships like that and barricaded, like oh, you like get your ass in, like having the supplies another way around and we're like getting shafted.
yeah,
And it's
that's
kind of hard for me like going to the east side of Maui because my side's blocked and they do like curfews there.
mhm. No, that's
Yeah.
that's wrong. That's not even right.
So
Well, yeah,
yeah,
we're
it's
we're coming up on 2 hours, so
yeah,
so
very
Yeah.
much. I
thank
can't
you.
just dump everything in like the whole one day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for the updates, and just glad you're okay. You're okay, and
I'm okay. It's just that I can't trust a lot of agencies, and in a way, I looked at it a different way. People saying this and that, but benefit of the doubt. But the way I saw what FEMA did and the Red Cross didn't want to stay around. The
yeah,
people,
That's like
were,
it's like I said, they're asking for anarchy.
and the people who basically get the funds to Red Cross and FEMA to help Maui, the Maui people are not going to see that money. It's going to
no,
like
no,
disappear for. I'm just saying.
that's not fair to them.
No, it's not.
So, but all right, yeah, let's go ahead and call it a night. Thank you for joining us tonight, and nice of Esther to be with us, and glad she's able to join us, and hopefully she'll be back next time, and you can come back next week if you got anything new to say or share. Any more updates, and I hope everyone else has a good night. And Bobby, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll see everybody next week then. And I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend and sleep well. Get some rest. If you have nice weather, if you have nice weather, get out there and enjoy it. Looks like we're going to be down about 20 degrees from the 100-degree days that we had this last week. We're going to be in 70s, high 70s, low 80s all week this next week. So that's good.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be like
Hey,
in the
you'll probably get a cold front.
Oh, no. No.
Man,
All right.
Throughout the weekend, it's gonna be at the almost to 100 degrees.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to be
hey,
cooler.
at least I'm not getting cooked in the desert, okay? I could
There
probably
you go.
be fine around
There
that
you
right
go.
now, so.
All right. Yeah, good night. Good night, Star. We'll see you
All
next
right.
time.
Good
Yeah,
night,
And good
thank
night,
guys.
y'all for
everyone in
watching.
chat. Thank you,
All right,
Bobby.
All
thank
right.
you.